Good morning. It's Tom the Queen City Picker and Todd the Silver Hair Stacker here.
The happiest show on earth.
That's right, which is some old, happy old man. Um, that was,
We got happy feet or happy legs.
wait a minute. There we go. All righty.
Bearded
I hear
picker.
you, Scott. Hang on a second. I'm going to throw a link in there for anybody that wants to come in.
Old geezer's rule. Is Scott old enough to be a geezer? I guess he is. Close enough.
I think he is. There's the link if anybody wants to come in.
There's Diane. There's Lag. Bearded picker.
Deborah.
Deborah Ann. Deb.
Yeah, Deb. Mike. I need to get me a magic mirror. You know, like from old romper room days. If you remember romper room, she'd get her little mirror out at the end of the day and say, "And I see so and so, and I see Bobby, and I say Cindy." Got it. That's the only thing I can remember about that show. Good morning, Maggie Doodle.
Yeah, I remember when I was little wondering if people inside the TV could see me.
Well, a good friend of mine when I was a kid, he thought, if he's watching a TV show and it's time for him to go to bed, he thought if he turned it off right then, that when he got up the next morning, it would, and turned it back on, he could see it play. It would pick up right where he left off. Boy, was he always irritable about that. Now,
right, kid.
Just throw everybody in. My lovely bride has got to be in the office on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I'm going to start doing the show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Good morning, Tara. There's a link in the morning show Facebook group if you want to come in. Todd's going to do it on Mondays and Fridays, I think, and I'm going to do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I guess we'll go over and hang out with Bearded Picker or on Wednesday since he's doing a show. And I'm really getting tired of people like Mr. Sadie going, "Damn, Scott, you're an ass." And Scott's not even in the channel, so that means that he's actually watching it over there and watching it on. He's flipping between channels, so. We just have to, I guess, share
Mike.
the morning.
Hi, Mike.
And I'm appreciative of Todd doing all these morning shows.
I got nothing better to do. I'm old and fat and retired.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, God, look at here. It's the TTT show. Tom, Todd, and Tara.
Triple T.
TTT.
Triple threat.
So how's things going up there in the big area of Kentucky?
All right.
Yeah.
You staying busy?
Yeah, I went up and watched the World Championship horse show last night with some people. So I got home kind of like.
Sorry, Scott. That's reason I'm not. I'm not even a.
You haven't even put the link in the side chat, Tom.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Tom Slack.
But somehow or another, I'm not on my channel. Hang on a second. I got to.
He's got that cat in the way as a problem.
See this? That's the 5th time he's put the cat down since
Okay.
You've been counting. Okay.
Since I joined the
Catmandu over here.
yeah. I remember we used to count the times that Thom put the cat down. One time we got up to like 12.
Hmm.
We're still going though. The show was young.
Don't make fun of Tom's cat.
God almighty. I tell you what, y'all talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Okay.
I got to get. I'm just having a day of it.
Thom got up on the wrong side of the bed, I'm convinced.
I didn't sleep last night.
Oh,
What a great host.
Try that right there.
There it is.
You
I
did
had to go.
it.
I had to go in and sign into my own account because my shadow account's not a approved poster. So anyway, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Somebody's cuckoo is going off at 8:07 or 9:07.
Yeah, I know it isn't set right. Keeps you on your toes. And it's 9:07, by the way.
But
Hey, Scott.
there's a I have, I buy a lot of watches, and there was like one of those hearing impaired ones.
Yeah.
Or no, vision impaired ones.
I was
And
gonna say hearing impaired watch.
Yeah. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, vision impaired watch, and it just tells you what time it is, or it says the time on the hour. And it's somewhere in my death pile over there, and it goes off at like 6 minutes past the hour every hour, and it's been doing that for about a year and a half, and I can't figure out where it is.
Yeah.
You need something that just zaps those cats so they jump down.
That was 6.
Oh, the cat's back.
Yeah, they've been driving me crazy all night long. I'm just having a day of it. I didn't sleep good. I don't think I slept but maybe an hour or two last night.
Probably because the cat's keeping.
No, it's because my legs were hurting me, and I just been an irritable old coot last night.
Oh, well, don't do that.
Good morning, Outcast. How are you?
Yeah, my legs been killing me the last few days. It must be the weather. When you get old, you can tell weather by where your pains come from.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not old like the rest of you.
So if y'all are technology, I try to keep up with these things. I learned something new yesterday. We'll use it. So Joni just says, "I got your text that says have a happy Tuesday." If you type in if you want to say send somebody a text tomorrow but don't want to forget, we're gonna tell Johnny to have a happy Wednesday.
There you
go. If you're using Google's message and hold down the send button, it comes up and lets you schedule when it'll send it. That's a new thing.
I like the message before have a happy Tuesday. Get out here and look at these fools.
So we have 4 hummingbird feeders on the porch, and there's 8 to 10 hummingbirds that once you sit down out there and are still, they'll just fly around you like you're not there.
Yeah.
And by the time I got out there, there's 8 hummingbirds going to all 4 feeders, chasing each other. They're flying like they're absolute. But you can actually, so if somebody's having a birthday tomorrow or something, and you remember it today, and I'll never remember it tomorrow. You can schedule a text. So tomorrow at 8 a.m. because just a minute ago, Joni goes, "I got your text saying have a happy Tuesday," because I was playing with it yesterday.
That's
yeah, Mike. let me address a couple of things in the chat. Mike, yes.
That's on Facebook.
No, that's just
Text
Google.
message.
The Google text. If
Google
you have an
text.
Android phone.
Maggie, ha ha ha
What's a-
ha.
What's an iPhone? Is that Android?
No.
Oh,
An iPhone's an iPhone.
okay.
He has iOS.
I don't know the difference. iOS phone. Okay.
Todd,
No.
he's one of those. He's one of those rich yuppies. You know, they got to have the. He's probably got the iPhone 13, which is like $1,400.
So if you do that one, the only thing it'll do is if you hold the button, it'll give you all these different. It can make sounds or something when it sends it, or but it can't. You can't schedule it.
They stopped production on the iPhone 14 because China and India can't get parts back and forth to each other. Isn't that crazy? Let's just shut down iPhones. We can't get parts.
Thanks, Maggie. I was logged in from one of my other channels, and I wasn't approved to drop links in my own channel, so I had to go back out and log back into QCP. Hey, James. So
No, they're not cutting production. It says they're cutting the lag.
No. What's cutting lag mean?
Production lag. I mean, they're trying to move them more quickly. They're trying to get it out, all the production out of China into India, so that they're not dependent on one area of the world to make these things. So they want a plant in India and a plant in China that can make these phones, so that if something happens in China, they can still get phones from India.
Oh, okay.
Leg must be feeling guilty because he said, "What did I do?"
You reckon they can find enough workers in India to do some work for them?
Why
There's
did
a lot of
they
people
stop
there.
having children?
Probably not, because I think they're all busy calling me, either wanting me to find out about my Medicaid, my warranty on my car.
Yeah,
Or getting you to buy a gift card to give them the code on it.
Yeah.
there's plenty of 6 and 7 year olds over there to make phones.
That's right. And they're short, so they can be right there at the work surface.
We're going to hell quickly.
Yeah.
They just I want to be able to push a button on my phone and then be charged for 25 cents or whatever price I set it for every time these damn people call me unsolicited. I'm on all the do not call lists. I mean, that's one of the things I want to know, what all these damn new politicians are going to do. What the hell are you going to do about these damn phone calls?
They're not going to do shit.
Nothing. They don't care.
They want to know who is paying them, bribing them money to vote on, and figure out what they're supposed to vote on to make the most money.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, here's a perfect example. You know, we think the Republicans, they're going to be a big red wave. You've got the people like McConnell and them in the Senate, and they're sandbagging money to Trump America First candidates, because they only want so many of them in there, because they don't want to lose their influence as the swamp.
I saw something today on Liz Cheney. So like 4 years ago, I think she was worth like around 12 or 15 million. Not that isn't a lot of money, but today, right now, she's worth 44 million. She makes 175,000 a year.
When your father owns Halliburton, one of the largest defense contractors,
She probably has investments in it and that, but you have both sides butter each other's hands, though.
Yeah, he came out on a television thing ad for her, and I'm like, I thought he was dead. I thought Dick
Oh
Cheney was
yeah.
dead.
No, I don't think he can die. He can't die.
On Friday morning.
He's like a Twinkie. After the nuclear war, he'll just be one of the things that are left here.
They keep going and going. And
Yeah, you know.
You'll like this, Tom. I wake up Friday morning on that, and I get an email on that other account. It seems that they blasted that show for disinformation and warned me the next time they're going to suspend me on that account for a week.
I saw they took it off because I was watching it and paused it, and I was going to play, and it said, "Oh, this has been removed."
Now, see, Todd, Scott, excuse me, if you would get off some of that money and go get Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe and file a suit against them for false prosecution or whatever you want to call it.
Do they give you a timestamp or like a specific topic that you talked about that doesn't follow their guidelines?
So they gave me when you click on it, it says you can review this section of it. And when I hit the review, it was the whole fucking video.
Oh boy. Somebody probably turned it in, honestly.
No, their bots probably picked it up. They're looking for certain words.
Yeah. Like for a while it was
COVID,
the C word, or they just look for certain words. And see, I made a video one time, and you could barely hear that there was background music in it.
Oh yeah,
and it got flagged for copyright music, and I'm thinking, I had to literally turn the volume up on my computer so I could hear the music. So I just went in and stripped the music off of it and said, screw it.
Yeah, I figured I've gotten better about that lately. They're using the Apple software. There's a one on there that says voice isolation, and I generally hit that so it knocks the background way out. So, but it's you can tell whenever whichever side you're on. I honestly don't care, but believe in something, whatever it is. But when one side has no answers and their only answer is you shut the other side up, something's screwed up. And it's never a good thing when one side is so righteous and so right that we can't hear the other side because you might hear the truth. We have no defense for what we say. So, like right now, look at the stuff that's coming out about the C word and everything they knew about the shots.
Right.
Why are these people not? When she put a book out saying that she knew they didn't work, and she stood up there with Fauci and lied to the American people, why was somebody not standing there with a set of handcuffs to put on her?
Yeah.
See, because I don't have enough damn money. If I was rich, if I was as rich as
if we all had
Gates or one of them, I would have to leave the country because I would be hated so.
Oh yeah.
Because every time they let liberal shit go on and nobody does anything about it, there would be, what's the legal situation on this? Can we file a suit against this person or the government or whoever? Which you can't really sue the government, but Rich, that's Todd. If Todd would give me some of that money, I'd show him how to be a pain in the ass. They think Trump's a pain in the ass. He'd be nothing compared to me because I'm old and I'm irritable in my old age.
I know, but now they're going to hire all those extra IRS people, so then they just come and make your life a living hell by auditing.
That's okay. All they can do is ask for certain stuff. That's the law.
Did you see they have that training video where the IRS people are busting down doors and they're armed and stuff?
Yeah, I played it on that
armed IRS. That's kind of scary. Anyway,
I played it on that show. The one guy walking around with both thumbs behind the rail. I'm like, if he ever pulled the trigger, he'd break both thumbs at one time.
Yeah. Well, all I would do is I'd say, say, Roxy, take him down. And it looked like he'd been through a. That's my female cat.
So
He
now you
looked
have
like
a
a
cat
dag that
cat?
he'd been through a meat grinder. Because she's so stealthy.
I
But,
didn't know those cats are that well trained that you had attack cats, Tom. I'll give you props.
Well,
for
I
that.
do.
Attack cats.
Tom
Cole
and his herd of attack cats.
I do.
I mean,
I'm
it's
just,
telling.
you know,
I watched
I don't
a
know what they're trying to do, but they're
on
they're
TikTok.
doing
There's
it.
been a guy who has been asking a lot of questions, and he's been asking, which party freed the slaves, and they'll go Democrats, and they'll go no, the Republican Party was founded by 75% black people to free the slaves. Lincoln was a Republican. They'll go Lincoln was a what? And then they'll ask you, what year? What year? My favorite one was, what year did World War II end? You would think that was something easy, something in this past century. 1960. I'm like, that. What year there was a Declaration of Independence signed? 1760. I mean, the simple questions that you think everybody in this country knows. How many? The kid, he was so confident. How many stars on the flag? He looks right at him and goes, 47. 47. Well, I like the one that goes, how many stripes on the flag? They'll go 13. And I'll go, do you know what they're for? The original 13 colonies. And then you'll go, how many stars? And they'll go, 45.
Todd, Scott, you probably know this because you lived in North Carolina. We have here in Charlotte, in Mecklenburg County, we have the Mech Deck, which was where Mecklenburg County succeeded from the British government before, like in 1774.
Right.
2 years. Well, nobody can find proof of it. It's been written about a lot, in people's journals and things like that from that era, but nobody can find a copy of it where it was signed.
Yeah, history is very interesting. It was quite a few years after the Civil War that they actually found North Carolina's copy of the Declaration of Independence, because it was stolen before they burnt the Capitol down.
Yeah,
and I forget where they found it, but it's very interesting. There was one guy who bought a picture at an auction. It hung above his family fireplace until he passed away, and they realized, let's have somebody check this declaration and see how old it is. It turned out it was one of the original 13.
Oh, wow.
And, you'd think he's going to get a lot of money for it, but, you're in possession of stolen property. I don't think the family got squat for it. Maybe they gave a finder's fee, but it's priceless to be one of the original 13.
it's probably in the museum as part of the John Smith collection or whatever the person's name was.
They returned whatever state that one was. They returned it back to the state.
Oh, did they? Because that's what a lot of times that's what they'll do. They'll just say obtained from the John Smith family collection.
Is that the one they stole in National Treasure?
Yeah, the Masons were involved with it.
All right. What's that, seven time?
Oh, I missed it. Yeah, that's 7.
That's 8. There's you got it.
Well, I got some doors.
Oh, that was 8?
Up here.
No, I'm wrong. I'm watching YouTube, so I got a delay.
It's 7. All right, I've got. I'm gonna run out of fingers.
I'm putting up doors this weekend.
Well, use your toes.
The block. Well, when Roberta works from home, she you have to be real quiet because she's always on conference calls and all this kind of stuff. And anymore, it's some damn big deal and they're wanting to know about stuff, why they can't do stuff, and she has to drop the bomb on them about we don't have access to that information and blah blah blah. So anyway, it's got to be real quiet. So I'm gonna put up some doors to try to so I can live in the rest of the house while she's working. So
Okay, so here's a good one. Most of the time they tell you when you go to yard sales and stuff that it's got to be unique. It's got to be whatever. I picked up a pair of those Camaro tail lights.
right.
I got the pair of them for $20. The same guy bought both of them at 135 plus shipment each.
Yeah.
I got some truck ones too that same weekend, and they were only worth $50 a piece, but I only gave $5 for them. So if you ever see tail lights, the hardest thing is to figure out what model they go to, and Google image is pretty easy. But
Well, there should be a GM part number on it, isn't it? Usually on that back housing.
yeah, but they were easy to list, easy to find. I didn't realize that I was going to send them to the auction, and I was at the auction. I'm like, let me look these things up one more time. Why did I buy them? I'm like, holy crap, these Camaros were worth way more than I thought. I took them home, and they sold like in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought a
Well,
bunch
if
of
you need 'em.
Volkswagen tail lights, and they've all sold except for one.
Yeah,
For good money. Yeah.
So if you ever see those at a yard sale, snatch them things up. They people like OEM because most of the time if you're replacing that kind of stuff on a car, an older car, if you get the aftermarket stuff, it's just junk.
Right.
They would much rather and put OEM in the title to let them know that it's an original GM or Volkswagen, whoever part. They
Car floor mats are good too. If you find like the branded ones at yard sales or whatever, you do good with those too.
yeah, it's not just tail lights. It can be, and it's the same thing with radio stereos and people ask, do you test those stereos? No, they were working when somebody pulled them out. I've never had one come back.
When they were stolen out of somebody's car, they were working.
Yeah, right. But it's amazing. That's an early '90s Camaro, and you think that's not a very collectible car. It was kind of
What? Come
but
on, Scott. Everybody wants the bitch in Camaro.
I do live in Alabama. Up 8 or 9.
I'm glad I'm giving y'all something to do.
Todd, you missed one. We're at 9.
What is that?
Oh. That's the massager. I listed it yesterday and it sold yesterday.
Oh, nice.
The Pile Driver 5000.
Yeah, it's like a percussion.
Is it going
massager.
to the Bunny Ranch? The Bunny Ranch or somewhere?
It's called a Theragun. I listed it for 100 and it sold in about 2 hours.
Darn.
Plus shipping on top.
Mike, I had a Jeep CJ5, and I love that thing.
I always check out massagers. I mean, even those Polynex ones will make you a little bit of money. Is it ribbed for her pleasure, James? I didn't look that closely at it.
Oh God, y'all got to see this TikTok. From Johnny. I hear Johnny just howling in the she's right before she goes to sleep. She's watching TikTok and she howling. She's like, "Watch the one I just sent you." It's a finger massager.
It's a what, a massager?
Yeah, they're calling it a finger massager, but if you go to the comments and look, the comments are out of this world.
Oh boy.
What was it Bridget showed yesterday? An energy drink.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if I can bring up the picture of it she sent. That was hilarious.
On Amazon.
She said, "You can't believe the comments on here." I didn't go look at it, but I bet it's got some great comments.
Ladies, the time has come. We're now getting replaced as well. Tell me it's been a long time without telling me it's been a long time.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
How many of y'all ordered this express delivery?
One of the states said yesterday, a judge from one of the states yesterday said that that state could not discriminate against transgender girls from playing in girls' sports. That's going to be ugly because there is already a sports league being formed in South Carolina. Yeah, that's what it is.
There's been there's a lot of states that are putting laws in so just because
that's not that some pussy, is it? Jim met the some pussy girls. I think they came. Hey, Carrie, Jim Carrey. Remember that energy drink, some pussy? Did you meet those girls that time? You used to have a bunch of their cans. Did they come in the bar?
Yes, they have some
Mr.
But
Sadie.
they don't make that anymore. Now they got one that's just called Pussy, but it's PUSSU.
Yeah, this was SUM, like pussy, like the cat.
Yeah. I don't think they make it anymore.
That's a natural energy drink there.
It's got a
Well, they have
Y.
a
It's
picture
not
of
a
the
U.
stripper on the bottle
Yeah.
with her in a revealing outfit, no nudity, but in a sexy outfit, kind of Maxim style on the bottle. And she'd sign it and have her autograph. But yeah, they came in. They were in little halter tops and did their thing. We couldn't sell any of it. It tasted like crap.
There's probably more the picture trying to sell it.
Yeah.
So it didn't give you a lot of energy.
No,
It's
it was a trap.
It's a trap. Well, a lot of guys fall into some pussy trap.
It was a fuzz covered bear
Oh, yeah,
trap.
easy. It's
What?
a morning
I'm talking
show.
about trapping.
yeah, a big pair of boobs are just totally deranged.
If you put a horse
Derail
on something, or if you
person.
put boobs or a horse on something, it'll sell. I mean, like artwork. If it's got horses or the nude feminine form, it will sell.
So what you were talking about was in Utah, and it says that instead of an outright ban, which is what they have right now, it'll be a case by case basis where the transgender girl is sent before a commission to be decided on a case by case basis.
Oh, God.
Good morning, Craig. But
They
see,
ain't gonna
there's
like that.
All they
there's
have
an
to do,
organization now. There's an organization now being formed for girls, a sporting league where transgender will not be allowed because it's for girls, and they're starting it off with like young girls, elementary, that junior high type, and they want to get it all the way to college. Because they're not having, like those girls that were running the league, running track, they got knocked out of some scholarships by those two trans girls.
see, I don't understand how Title IX is. They're not suing based on Title IX because you can say what you want to. You can say anything you want to. Trans, you can call yourself whatever you want to. If you were born with male parts, you are a male. You have a muscle structure and everything else that is decidedly different. In 1,000 years, they can dig your damn bones up and tell you whether you were a male or female. We're built different, and there's an advantage in certain things. Athletic adventures are one of them, and you're never going to change my mind. Biology for all these years is not wrong.
Well, isn't it something like, okay, for like a higher competition sports, like let's say you're going for the Olympics. If you're a female, born female, and you can't take any enhancers like to increase testosterone too much, but then how do you do that with the transgender people who are born with testosterone? And I know they give them blockers, but their testosterone level will be with blockers will be higher than what the female athlete can have. You know what I mean?
It was one of these. Was it the NCAA or the Olympics? Somebody came up with a new ruling. I think it's the NCAA that they're going to measure that, and they're going to measure it over an 18-month period, and it pretty much is going to eliminate a lot of this just because you can't. I think it's the NCAA. I need to do some research, but it's because they're talking about it's got to be an 18-month average, and it's got to be below, and that you had to have done this at a certain time before puberty, because if you do it before puberty, it really negates some of the advantages.
Do you remember like the disabled runners? They had like those spring feet things, like if you were an
Yep.
amputee or whatever.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
remember they're like this is years ago. That was an unfair advantage. You couldn't have them run against normal able-bodied runners because they had an unfair advantage because of these spring feet made them so much faster. Wasn't that kind of discriminating against the disabled? But yet,
Yeah, remember there was the one that was real
You let
successful. He
men-
was in South Africa. The guy who was ended up killing his girlfriend.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I remember. That guy.
Yeah.
But Todd, you're a big sports person. Just imagine though, if the NCAA is going to have to get on this thing about trans females are not going to be able to participate, because like this thing I was just talking about, they're trying to get off the ground, and they will, because a lot of parents spend a lot of money for their girls to participate in sports, and then they get knocked out by a boy in a dress. Just imagine if girls quit participating in the like NCAA, and they're participating in this other organization. How much money NCAA will lose because of?
Not much.
You don't think so?
You got to remember, look at what funds the NCAA, men's basketball and college football. They are they are the only net to positive. There are some baseball teams that turn a profit, and a few ladies softball teams pay their own way, but it's very rare. If you look at the athletic budget of these schools, football is easily number one. I mean, it ain't even close. Football and basketball, then everything else loses money in almost every one of them. Really? So if you took female out of it, it'd just be, but you couldn't do it by. It's going to be hard to do it because of Title IX requires you to have as many women in men's sports. So if you take 2 women's teams off, you got to take 2 men's teams off. And
that's my point. You start whittling away at the base of NCAA, you're going to be affecting a lot of money.
Just leave college football alone, because we're ready to dominate again.
Oh boy.
Hey, so
Mr. Sadie, let me tell you what. I believe Tara, who is a real lady.
I am a real lady. Oh yes, I am.
She is a farm girl. I think she's
I'm a real woman.
Most of men on in this chat, including me and her husband. I just think right now it's all fun and games, but when it starts to really affect it, like I said, somebody just mentioned about you have to start giving them hormone blockers before puberty. Can you imagine when that kid's 23 years old and he's like talking to Dewey Cheatham and Howland? It's like, can you get me some money? Because I was a child and people were supposed to be looking out for my best interest, and this doctor, gave me all these meds. I'm serious. If I was a malpractice insurance writer, we would have a clause that is not covered.
See, the one thing that people miss is in all these transitions and all this craziness is you're not following the money. Money is the root of all this stuff, and you wonder why so many of these want this. Is because once you start, you're on medicine for the rest of your life to keep you there. And so they you're talking about if somebody's on this for 40 years, you're talking well over $1 million in meds that you're going to sell one person. So you get 1,000 of these and talking about and $1 million. I mean, you're talking about big numbers. This is all a monetary gain for a lot of these people.
Yeah, it is. It's just one more drug that they're having that they can shove down people's throats. Yeah, Craig.
So Craig says that he identifies as a successful YouTuber. I saw your TikTok, Craig, about just start YouTube now, and I'm sitting here thinking, did Craig start making videos? What the hell?
Okay.
You know
I
what?
started to make a comment, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave Craig alone on this one.
Craig just came back from a vacation with his family, his lovely family, and he's got some pictures of him and his wife and his children. And thank God, those children take after their mama.
Absolutely.
Because they're cute kids, which they're not kids, but well, one of them still is, but you know, thank God they take after their mama. I don't know. People just have so much stuff to think about these days instead of, I don't know. They need to be doing cruises, or they need to be doing something fun instead of doing all this other bullshit.
And I would leave on Monday, Labor Day.
I was actually at a yard sale Saturday. I was there. There was some. It was a real nice lady, and she had a bunch of old stuff, like older phones. I picked up a pager, and I like, this is what started it all. I was like, I missed the '80s where when you were wherever you were, nobody bothered you. Nobody
comes on Thursday.
Came home when the lights came on. Nobody worried about you. You didn't get a million calls. I don't track you down until this pager came out, and all of a sudden, somebody had a hold of you, and now they want to know where you are every second of the day.
I mean, I'd do it. I
keep telling my kids, I don't walk around with my. We have a house phone for the reason that I don't walk around the house with my cell phone in my pocket. If you need to get hold of me, you better call the house phone.
I'll think about it, and then I will.
And you better leave a message if I don't pick up, because that means that it's not it's showing up as a spam call.
Lag, stop it. You know you probably had 5 of them.
Of what?
Lag's asking what's a pager. Lag's acting like he's not our age. Lag's acting like he's not our age, and we know better than that.
You know, unless you're realtors and drug dealers, they're the ones that have pagers.
Does it look like a house?
It's hard to watch some of these TikToks when they say, "Do you remember the '80s?" And it was just, unless you lived it, you don't understand. The farther you look back, it was such a better time because, this damn cell phones are shit. Sure, they're nice to have and they're convenient, but they're also a tether. You don't realize what control it has over your life until you've lived without one.
I was watching a video of a guy who does cruising videos, and he was on a 14-day cruise with his wife and children. He said that his children were just about to go into shock from not being, they didn't have access to their cell phone.
Yeah, my son's on no social media at all. And it isn't because I say he can't be. It's his own choice. He's not on anything. Instagram, TikTok, none of it.
He reads the Bible every day.
Yeah.
We don't make him do that.
Yeah.
I remember when the high school kids started getting cell phones in my band program. We would get home from an out-of-town trip, and for at least 30 minutes, there would be a line of kids at my band hall office phone trying to call home to get their parents to come pick them up.
Oh, yeah. And, well, that it is convenient for.
And so with kids starting to carry cell phones, that line just disappeared,
Yeah. And my son has a cell phone, but he won't put any social media on it.
Yeah, but Todd, really, isn't it more inconvenient now? Or wasn't it more inconvenient when you had all those kids with those huge brick phones and they're trying to bring them on the bus and stuff?
Bag phones.
Yeah,
no, this was when the flip phones came out.
Yeah, you can still get flip phones if you want your kids to have a phone, and that's the concern. You can still buy a flip phone. I mean, there's still
a Cricket.
Oh yeah,
my mom has a flip phone, and we've told her that we would buy her a smartphone. No, all I want to do is I want to make calls. If I need to make a phone call, I'll make calls.
Don't do that.
We were at my son's football game. It was away, Anyway, but they do this thing where you have a link, you buy your football tickets off this link. You can't pay cash at some of these when you go in. You buy these football tickets off the link, and then when you go in, you show them the tickets on your phone, and then they mark it off or whatever. This guy's like, well, how am I supposed to buy him? He had a flip phone. He had to find somebody to buy him.
And the guy gave him a bunch of crap about it. Go, we go through this every time. It's like, well, then maybe you should make adjustments for people who don't own a damn smartphone. There's no federal law says you have to own a damn smartphone. I leave mine at home all the time. I hate the damn thing.
I do too, and it drives my family crazy. Sasha, Sergey, and Vanya all have theirs, stapled to their hip.
Yeah. I leave mine at home on the charger, and I drive down the road with a big smile on my face. I could give two whatever about what's going on in that phone while I'm going to town or whatever.
Because most of it, especially now, is spam calls.
Yeah, well, there's also,
and it's going to be, it's all going as closer as November gets. It's going to go all political.
Oh boy!
See, Tom, you have a reason like I do. If I leave the house, I don't leave without it. Is because when you've got somebody who's had a lot of health issues, heaven forbid something happened so that is one of my main.
Well, he talks tough, but you should have one on you if your car breaks down or something like that.
No, but a flip phone would work for that.
True.
You don't need a smartphone. You don't need to be on social media. Or, oh my God, what is Julie saying about me? Oh, I'm gonna get her now. I gotta come back with a real zinger.
Oh boy.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems that our country has today. Is everybody's got their nose shoved up everybody else's asses, that worrying about what they're doing instead of what you should be doing.
Yeah, I need my phone because I listen to podcasts through it. Like when I go somewhere today, I'll be listening. Kramer's already got one out this morning. I then got a message. I listen to 4 or 5 podcasts, so I generally listen to it on the phone. Well, it plays through the truck. I don't hold it or anything.
Yeah, Jim doesn't have. Well, he used to have Facebook, and then he dumped his Facebook. He got rid of it.
Well, if my account gets hacked one more time, I'm going to just do away with Facebook.
He did dump it, but he has a account that's in my name that has no friends that he uses just to look at Facebook Marketplace. Don't friend it because he won't friend you.
Shut up.
It was my account. You took it over.
But you think about the stuff that's on TV right now, and the things that was on TV in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians is one of the biggest viewed shows.
Well, I don't watch
their claim to fame. Are they actors or actresses or
no, but
musicians?
they're good at
They've got big asses and big boobs. That's it.
That's their only thing they produce is they're a money consumer. I mean, there's no ad. They produce nothing.
Yeah. Selfies.
The daughter, what is it, Kylie Jenner?
Yeah.
She's a freaking billionaire.
Yeah, but she does have a makeup line now.
A makeup line. She
put her
produces
name on.
nothing. I mean, it's worthless. It's just, people consuming fecal matter. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Oh boy.
That's enough, Tom. Okay.
It's enough time.
just lectured me. I'm serious. People just need to. I think people would be a lot happier if they weren't.
Well, I do watch Honey Boo Boo, and I guess what do they produce?
Oh yeah.
I can't help it. It's my guilty pleasure. I watch it every season.
What is it?
Honey Boo Boo. Mama June.
No, that's good entertainment.
Okay, well, what do they produce?
They got a good family structure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, honestly, though, I'm kind of half joking, but they got a bad situation. They got a mother with a bad substance abuse situation, and they got the daughter is taking over raising the kids, and she's putting it together. Granted, she's getting a paycheck from the show, or she probably in real life, I don't know if you can keep that together without that income. But at least, when you watch it, it's like you can see this person is trying to keep it together. The Kardashians, all they're doing is running money counters and I don't know what else, running scams. Anyway,
I
I actually like that Not the Hot or whatever.
Oh, it is.
Or
Well, Honey
Redemption.
Boo Boo's on WeTV. The season just ended, but it's not called Honey Boo Boo anymore. It's like Mama June Road to Redemption.
Yeah.
It was Mama June Not to Hot, and Mama June in Crisis, and now it's Road to Redemption.
I am appalled. Anissa?
I also kind of like 1,000 Pound Sisters, but I haven't watched that one for a while. But there's sodies and zebra cakes.
I don't know. I don't watch broadcast TV. I don't watch very much cable TV. I just don't.
We don't
I
have
flip it over to YouTube and find
DirecTV.
out what the truth is.
We have some streaming services and stuff, but we don't even have like a satellite or cable subscription.
My TV in the den has Roku on it, and I like Roku TV.
Oh, we have a Roku too.
Or the Roku channel, whatever you want to call it, because they have so much old stuff on there.
Oh,
Liar, Craig.
so you sit around watching like old Andy Griffith shows, trying to.
I'm not too much of an Andy Griffith person, even though it was filmed here in North Carolina. But
oh yeah, $200 a month. Yeah, I could do a lot more fun stuff with $200 a month than watch TV. I don't really sit and watch that much TV, honestly.
I mean, I've said it before. My wife works for the cable company, and we get every cable channel that's not pay-per-view for free. And if they ran our box to see what kind of stuff we were watching, they would be in shock, because we do not watch cable, and we have two boxes, one in the den and one in the bedroom. We do not watch cable. Now, if they happen to bring a movie on HBO that we can watch for free, and there's a movie that I want to see, then I'll turn it on. Otherwise, it's YouTube or Netflix and I'm getting ready. I told Roberta she could get rid of Netflix because all they have is old stuff on it anymore.
Oh my God, Mr. Sadie said he reached out to Leia to have his next child. Isn't she a little long in the tooth to be making babies? Isn't she the Scientologist lady?
Lee Remini, is she the one that did the series on the
Scientology?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think her baby making days are behind her. She's got to be at least my age, maybe a little older than me.
It's
But I guess you can have fun trying.
I don't watch YouTube TV. I watch YouTube lag. Because I'm going to tell you what, there is more stuff. I enjoy watching more stuff on YouTube than I do on TV. I mean, a lot of the people that's creating their own, content is a lot more funnier than these stupid sitcoms that they're doing. A person asked me the other day what was my favorite favorite episode of Friends. None, because I never watched Friends. Never, not one episode. And they freaked out. How could you not watch Friends? It's like Seinfeld. I never watched Seinfeld. Never watched that.
But you watch Star Trek.
Yeah, but that was on broadcast TV. That was back before cable and all that kind of stuff.
You're a Next Generation guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to redo my whole internet. It just completely crapped out.
I mean, now I'll tell you what, it's an addictive show, especially when you can stream it and just watch one show after the other, and that's the Great British Cook-Off. First of all, you'll put on 50 pounds while watching one episode.
Oh boy.
But
yeah, I gotta have my Gold Rush and Deadliest Catch.
And Deadliest Catch was good. I haven't watched it in a long time. It was all right.
And then some
at least.
Got to watch the Cowboys lose every week.
Good, because I hate the Cowboys.
Ugh.
They can lose all the time.
You know why the Cowboys Stadium has an open roof?
I just
Oh, so
you
God
know,
can
So
see.
God can look down on his favorite team.
Yeah.
the only way the Cowboys are going to get to the Super Bowl is if somebody buys them a bunch of tickets.
I like that. I like that commentary the announcer made at one of the last football games of last season. The sun was streaming in one of those windows,
Yeah.
and one of Dallas receivers couldn't even find the football because the sun was right in his eyes,
Hmm.
and missed a big play. And the announcer said, "You'd think a $1 billion stadium, they wouldn't build it north or east west. They would
Yeah.
build it
Oh
north."
yeah.
So he was giving Jerry Jones hell over that.
That's a good point.
Like you've never heard of Friends, you be telling them that truth there. That thing was on like
It was big 90s. Maybe he was.
Yeah, but
maybe he
it
was
had
born
like
in the 90s.
500 episodes or something.
Every other post from Lag is filled with mistruths.
There was 236 episodes of Friends, and I'm sorry I
No,
didn't
I
watch
remember
one
his
shot.
Friends with like
Oh,
Jennifer Anderson
God.
and
It was
Aniston.
how many episodes?
245.
How do you ever get that time back?
Yeah.
Um,
I watched most of them. It was a good show, Jim. Come on.
Oh man.
Oh God, no.
what was that?
Well, they had that Stinky Cat song. I guess was all
Yeah,
right.
Smelly Cat.
Or
Smelly
Smelly
Cat.
Cat,
was
yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess I
and when-
watched a few of them. Yeah.
When Joey got mad at the other guy and he put on every pair of clothes that the other guy owned, and he said, "I'm going commando."
Oh, gross. Yeah, I didn't watch that many of
I
it.
did that to Derek and Odag.
Oh, you
I
put
wore
on
his
his
white-
clothes?
Yeah, I wore his white shorts, commando.
Oh, gross.
It was funny to me.
I just, like I said, nowadays YouTube has so much to offer. You know, even the how-to videos and things like that. It has so much to offer. I just don't ever switch on the cable box. But what I was going to say was, if Roberta was to retire, and we were not getting all this crap for free, all we would keep is the cable and the telephone.
Yeah, I think I'm killing mine today. I've been threatening to get rid of that cable. I think today is that.
And then I would probably get, because AT&T has run a fiber optic out in front of our house, and they stop by on a regular basis saying, "Aren't you ready to change over to the fiber? Give me 6 months to try it out."
It's cheap. It's
Huh?
much cheaper than regular. It's cheaper than regular internet.
You can't get much cheaper than free, though.
What?
Yeah, because his wife works for the cable company, so they get their cable for
Well,
nothing.
you get all your things.
We used to get our direct TV for
Fill out
nothing.
your application. Get your ass over that cable company.
Do you know some people down the street, when they moved into, they bought their house and moved in, the cable was hot. They had not even requested to have cable.
I see.
Or the internet. Go ahead.
Larry's right for me. He's like, so many actors I've loved have let me down, and with woke, I've gave up on most of them. That's the same thing. I see how leftist and how evil these people are. I don't want to watch them on TV anymore. I refuse. It makes it harder for me to watch a show knowing what you know.
Happened with the NFL for me. I mean, now honestly, and I like the Packers and stuff, but I just watch my kid play football.
Yeah, I don't need to look at the back of your helmet and see some kind of political logo or something like
Yeah,
that.
or watch you kneel while the national anthem's playing.
Mike, is he anybody famous? The crazy card says his brother's an actor. We can barely have any kind of conversation.
Nobody.
Well, you can't get work unless you're liberal, though. I understand it with the actors. If they find out that you're conservative leaning, you're not going to get any work.
But you
got so many people competing for the work that because everybody wants to be an actor or an actress. So you got so much competition. You got to kiss ass, or you're not going to get a role, and that's just the way it works.
Yeah, but there's
Sometimes
different ways to do things. You look at I watched Gas Monkey Garage. That was one of the shows I liked. And once they went off cable, they're like, you know what? We don't have to re-up or anything. We don't care what you do. We'll make it on our own on YouTube, and they're making a ton of money on their own now.
You know,
Duck Dynasty. I mean, I'll listen to their podcasts on YouTube and stuff. And actually, they left A&E, and they're still doing all right.
Good morning, Swamp Picker.
Yeah, they're on Fox Nation.
Yeah, now they're on Fox Nation. They have a couple, like a metal detecting show and maybe another show over there.
Cool, Mike.
Yeah,
they're on Blaze too, I think. Or Phil is on
see Uncle
Blaze.
Si every now and then doing stuff. Uncle Si's got a TikTok or something.
Oh,
I've been watching Rumble. I mean, they got a lot of. It's like YouTube, but it's. I would say it's supposed to be free speech, but I would say it's conservative leaning. Well, man, you got a lot of stuff on there. I mean, I'm thinking I might drop my Fox Nation. They got just about everything that's on Fox Nation gets reposted on Rumble.
This is streaming to Rumble also.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, all my YouTube goes to Rumble too, even though I don't ever broadcast from Rumble. I need to start just because you can say what you want to over there.
Right, and you don't get messages where they're fake content.
So that's what I'm gonna do. So the next time I do the political show, which I'm gonna try to do one a week, on Facebook, I'll just say, hey, here's the Rumble link. You better go over there if you want to watch. And we'll do it on Rumble.
But you know, this whole wokeness stuff is destroying companies. Disney, their stocks, based on where it usually is in the tank. Their movies are bombing. That new one, the new Pixar one with
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, yeah.
Yeah, that was
it bombed big time. The Star Wars movies are bombing at the box office. They're doing good on their YouTube channel. I mean, their cable network, but it's I don't know what the hell they're thinking. They need to start thinking about making money, or they need to get the fuck out of the business.
But they have to inject so much like woke topics into their each movie. I mean, they had we watched on TV was a documentary news about how much they have to put in each movie for like, homosexuality or transgender.
It depends on
like
what
that.
country. Because if you air the program in a country where that's not accepted, they edit it out. And that's what they did with Lightyear. And those are the countries where actually it did well. It was in the
Saudi Arabia
where they edited out the man thing, So it's not a problem, but I also don't like to see. I guess I don't have to watch a program that's not that it doesn't advance the plot, that it's put in there for some kind of weird messaging or something like that. I don't get it. I mean, I have no problem with your sexual preference or whatever. Hey, that's great. Whatever makes your boat float, that's okay. But I mean, I don't, and especially in kids programming, I just don't understand where it has a place there. And you have lesbian and gays coming out against that too. It's not just heterosexual people. It's lesbians and gays are saying this is not what our community's about. And you have all these tag-on groups that they're attaching to them, and they're doing stuff that they don't approve of.
See, the one thing I'll tell you, being a child of my mother's a lesbian. Most of y'all know that. I've had in-depth conversations with her, and the one thing the older people like her, and I've heard others say it, is I wouldn't choose this life. I wouldn't promote this life on anybody else because it is so damn hard to be so opposite. And so why would I want to encourage people to go down the path that I've taken, that you go against everything. It's a difficult life. And so, there's a lot of them, you see them saying, if I'd have known fighting for all this in the last 10 years would have ended up transing kids, I never would have said a word, nothing. And you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
It's just,
there's a time and a place for stuff. and kids programming is not the place for that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, if it's
And
a
Disney's just
kids
gotta get their
movie,
head out
you
there.
don't have to have a man and woman like a scene with them making out.
Yeah, if you
know.
want to have a gay day parade or something like that down the main street of a town or something, that is absolutely your right, and I would fight and die for that, for you to maintain that right. But it doesn't need to be on Sesame Street or or children's program or whatever. That's something if you're going to develop into that, I mean that's your choice and your biological makeup or whatever, and that's all right. I mean, there's no problem with that. It's just there's a time and a place for stuff. I don't think they should have I don't think Disney or Sesame Street should have heterosexual connotations.
Sexual content.
Yeah, it just doesn't belong. That's why they kicked Katy Perry was kicked off of Sesame Street because her boobs were hanging out, and they're right to do it.
Oh, I didn't know her boobs are hanging out on Sesame
Well,
Street.
she had shown too much cleavage, which I agree. I mean, I like Katy Perry's assets, but I mean, it don't
I
belong.
agree. She hang those out a lot. I agree.
I don't agree with Katy Perry's politics, but I mean, she ain't hard to look at.
But she's,
But you know what? You can't go to the store. You can't go to the Food Line, which is our big department store in the southeast, grocery store. You can't go there without some girl walking by with her boobs hanging out. And I'm not saying that. I mean, that's just the norm.
Hey,
Wait a minute.
it's like fishing. You got to have a sparkly lure.
Did you say Food Line?
Yeah, Food Line. The girls have their boobs hanging out.
What time's the best time to go, Tom?
We don't
You
have
what?
a Food Lion.
I want to go I want to be offended.
You don't be offended about it any time. You know.
But Katy Perry's a good one to study and look at where she came from and what she's done to make herself popular. It's you're talking to that's a preacher's daughter and grew up, singing Christian music and everything else. And she turned into the whore of Babylon for popularity and everything else. You can't recognize her from 15, 20 years ago, who she was and who she's made herself into. It's what people do to themselves to sell themselves to this society is you got to be careful what you do.
Yeah.
In 20 years, nobody will know who she is. Because there's nothing about her music that stands out. There's like 5 girls that all sound the same.
Oh, she's got something standing out.
They will be forgotten. Because this is not 1970 where you had to make an effort to listen to people and you had to unless it was on the radio, you had to go out and buy a record.
Well, just think about the female singers too from that era and even from the 80s. You knew immediately who it was when they were singing.
Yeah.
They all sound like the same vanilla blah now that I have no idea who they are. You knew a Kim Carnes on the radio. You knew Karen Carpenter. You knew Hart when Hart started belting out. You knew these female singers, who they were, because they had a distinct sound and they were very good. But now, oh my God.
What was the girl's name? And I can picture her in my mind. I know what she sounds like. My wife just does not like the way she sounds. Their band played the songs for Bill Clinton's. It was like his theme song.
Oh, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Stevie Nicks.
God, I hate Stevie Nicks. Ugh.
Stevie Nicks.
She
can't stand her. Even though
but I like Tipper Gore.
You know her son.
Isn't she dead now?
No, she's not dead. Steve, she's scheduled to play Halloween in Alabama. She's not dead.
Tipper Gore. No, didn't Tipper Gore die? He said, I like Tipper Gore.
I don't think Tipper Gore died either.
Oh, I thought she had like some kind of cancer
I thought she
or
had
something.
breast cancer or something. I know
Al divorced
her
her.
and Al are split
Yeah.
because Al couldn't take it over the climate.
No, it says she's still alive. Born in 48, she's still alive.
Who's that?
Tipper Gore.
She was up there holding hands, singing "Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow."
Are you talking to Todd and people?
Yeah.
I know this. I know this will send Scott into a daggum fetal position, but Bill Clinton was not a bad president.
Oh boy, now Tom's true colors are coming out.
Oh,
Don't feel
no.
bad, Tom. I was a Democrat.
He was not a bad president.
Did
I
you
knew
vote
it.
for him?
It's because
Tom
he
was a Democrat.
He was a
Don't feel bad, Tom. I was too.
look back at that time. He was a centrist, and that's why he was successful, because he was in the middle. You know, most of this country is in the middle.
Oh man.
Oh,
You look
no.
but look at Hillary. If Hillary would have listened to Bill and run on his politics, she'd have cleaned Trump's clock. Trump, for all you youngins who weren't around, listen to Trump and then go back and listen to Bill Clinton. They say the same damn thing.
That's true. Trump was a Democrat too.
I'm telling you right now, if you like Trump right now, then you can't say too much bad about Bill, because Bill, the same policies. They are centrist. They are in the middle, and most of the country is in the middle. It's just.
I will say Bill was not trying. Bill was trying to steal from America, but he wasn't trying to destroy America.
That's correct. That's correct.
Now it's
No
a
lag. I
he's trying
will
to
not
destroy
vote for Hillary. I would not vote for Hillary. She should be in jail.
And I think I was talking about the other night the picture going around Facebook saying most people don't. It's got a picture of Bill Clinton in the Oval Office, and most people don't realize there were two people in this picture.
All right, I got to get out of here. It's 10:11.
10-11.
Sorry, we just went all over the place today, but that's what we do on my show.
No, well.
Yeah, mine too. The hell with it.
It's so tomorrow. Everybody go. You having your show tomorrow, Scott? Everybody go over to. I'm coming. Go. Everybody go over to Scott's channel. We'll support him tomorrow.
We're gonna skip the morning show tomorrow and just go to Scott.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because, like I said earlier, I'm tired. I'm tired of Mr. Sadie going.
We bow down
Damn,
humbly to the
Damn,
power.
Scott's full of bull today, and I'm saying, Mr. Sadie, Scott's not on our channel. Oh, wrong channel.
Hey, Brandon,
'Cause
bring
he's flipping back and forth between the two. So anyway, thank y'all for coming in this morning.
Yeah, all I
If
can
anybody
say
ever
is,
wants to come in
Scott,
on the
you
show, let me know.
Scott, you
You're
better
always
be
welcome.
entertaining tomorrow, or I'm gonna be angry.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I put the link out there. You can come on. If I'm not entertaining, you can come make up for it.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
All right.